You are listening to the Live and Level Gamers podcast in association with FullEffectGaming.com. See, we don't play those games. We just play those games. The Level Head Game. John Shaw, K-Bomb 20, D2K, Jedi Knight. The Live and Level Gamers podcast, where gamers come to talk.
What's up, people? It's your boy.
How you feel, bro?
Levelhead back with another Live and Level Gamers podcast on a Sunday evening with the one and only Jedi NY Knight. What's up, brother?
Chilling, man. What's the word? Good to be back.
So, yeah, we back, and it's going to be a good time. Funky good time. We're gonna have a funky good time. Y'all can sing it with me. We're gonna have a funky good time. We're gonna have a funky good time. One more time. We gotta get you high. I can't
don't
hold
even know the
it.
lyrics.
I can't hold it yet. I'm sorry. I can't hold them that long. Anyway, bro, one more time. We gotta get you high. Can you get it, Jedi?
I can hear it.
That's the soprano ain't working on these two men over here. Anyway, yes, bro, we are back. 5 more days. Jedi, do you hear me?
5 more days. I heard
5
that.
more days, man. Are you over? Are you listening over there in Germany? 5 more days, and
Man,
we
I'm
will
closer to
be.
you. It's 4.5 more days on my time.
Yeah, it's 4.5. Oh my God! Can we switch places? But yeah, man, 5 more days, and we will be able to join the mass of YouTube personalities who already have the Switch. We got to talk about that. It's so much just unloading. It's like Switch overload right now. It's definitely Breath of the Wild overload right now. And so we got a whole lot to talk about. And I got an opportunity to get Jedi Knight back on here, man. So what's up, bro?
Chilling, man. Everything is, it's good on this side. I did miss you guys for the past couple of weeks. I know there weren't the Sunday podcast, and unfortunately on Thursdays, man, it's just too late for me given, my time zone. But I have been keeping up with the podcast, man. You guys, as usual, are doing a great job.
I appreciate it, man. We wanted to get you on. It's just, dude, my schedule on Sunday, sometimes just out of nowhere, something will come up, or I forget about something, or I'll be alerted that we were scheduled to be over here. So I end up having to postpone and call the guys, be like, man, I won't make it. So me and K-Bum being in our positions, Sundays sometimes just hard to get here, man. But we've been wanting to get you on and get back up with you, see what you've been thinking. What's the atmosphere over there with the Switch?
Well, people are excited for it. I'm not in a big city. I'm in a small town. It's, damn near like a village, so it's just different demographics here. But from what I see, internationally, like in respects to Europe, there is excitement here. It seems like it's also big in the UK, though.
Okay. Yeah. Now, there's a few things I got to get your thoughts on, because some of the stuff we talked about this past Thursday, but now that you're here, you can probably give me your thoughts. I don't know let me ask you this. How much have you been keeping up with everything? Like, are you pretty abreast on everything going on, or do you kind of need up to speeding a little bit going here?
Well, I think I'm up to date on everything regarding the Switch. It seems like Nintendo has really been doing, some wonderful things, giving a lot of Nintendo Switches out to some loyal Nintendo fans. So there have been people who've been going through like not reviews, but more like overviews, given the embargoes and all, and showing off certain things that they actually can. I think that's pretty cool by Nintendo. One thing that I do like is, with different consoles when they come out, it seems like no matter the situation on what people think about the actual hardware, just in respects to releases, it seems like Nintendo always, it's always a wonderful atmosphere when it comes around launch, time, when it comes to different Nintendo consoles. And the Nintendo Switch is getting a lot of love right now.
Yeah, it's definitely it's definitely a hot item. Can't deny that. But I got one thing else to say to you, bro.
What's that?
We can get on that Madden now.
Oh yes, that's right. That's right.
I got my I'm back. I got a year. I was like, man, I gotta make sure I buy a year subscription. So when K-Bum and Jedi ready to go, I won't be the weak link anymore. So,
all right, sounds good.
So yeah, man, Jedi, K-Bum, we probably won't beat him, but maybe me and you can have some competitive back and forth.
Yeah, I'm not even worried about
K-Bum.
That dude is like, he's on a different level.
Yeah, he really is. I be telling him, man, that he might need to think about actually doing competitive, like professional type playing when it comes to Madden, man, because dude is legitly good, dude. Like, it don't make any sense how good K-Bomb is at Madden. He's one of them type of players, man. But anyway, let's do this, man. What you been gaming on lately? You've been gone for a while, so I'm pretty sure you've been gaming enough to fill this up. I might not even have to talk. What you been gaming on, man?
Well, I'm actually hitting some of the backlog now. As you know, I purchased my PS4 in October, so there's quite a few games that have already released. And one game that I've actually been really excited to play was Rainbow Six Siege. Mm-hmm. And I just got that in the mail yesterday. So I didn't get a chance to play it much yesterday, but I did a little bit of gaming today. And I'm still getting around to the feel of the game. It's definitely different than your typical, first-person shooter. But so far, so good. I've been gaming on that. I've been gaming on, of course, Madden. I'm doing a lot of franchise mode. And that's really it. I haven't played Battlefield 1 in a while, and I haven't really got online with K-Bomb, actually. Actually, I got to do that. But then again, with K-Bomb offering butt whippings like that in Madden, I may just have to avoid that dude.
Dude, I mean, this is how I look at it. And this might be weak as I don't know what, but I'm going to say it. It's my boy, so I'm not that ashamed. I look at it, if I can score 2 touchdowns on K-Bomb, it's a sentimental win for me.
Yeah, well,
it's a personal victory.
Well, because I couldn't even get 3 points on your boy. I think he smoked me like 31-0. It was embarrassing.
And I haven't played. So you played him. I haven't played him in a while, and that was when Madden had first came out. So he was still kind of getting acclimated to all the settings and all the different stuff that you can do. So you might have played it more advanced, more seasoned. Well, how would I put it?
Yeah,
more familiar,
more
Madden 17 player than I did when it comes to K-Bomb calls.
Yeah, this either had to be like late December or early January. We played.
The last time I played K-Bomb was probably early December. There go Mr. T. I was wondering when he's gonna jump up in here. What's up, bro?
Hey there, foods. What's up, y'all?
Yeah, man. I had to call in some late reinforcements since a lot of my crew couldn't make it, and we doing it Sunday, and I didn't really tell them that me and Jedi be on at 4:30, and a lot of them couldn't make it. I was like, let me see who might be willing to jump on here with old Leveled Head and Jedi. And the first person I thought about was Mr. T. So I hit you up, and he's like, yeah, man, give me a few. So what's up, bro?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Doing good. So we got
all right.
5 more days, man.
Yeah, 5 days, man. Excitement.
Is the needle out the arm yet, or it ain't went in yet? Which one?
It's halfway in, I guess. I would say that.
But no, man. Welcome to the podcast, the Live and Level. This is episode 88. I just asked Jedi Knight what he been gaming on. So since you just popped in, bro, what you been gaming on, man?
I'm actually trying to like finish up my my bucket list, like the Juices Loose Boys, Terminator Juice and them. We made a bucket list stuff that we trying to finish up before the Switch comes out. So I've been trying to finish Xenoblade Chronicles. I have a level to finish in Mario Maker. I've been playing a lot of retro stuff too on the side. I've been playing like the original Crash series on my PS1 and stuff like that. But mostly trying to get stuff knocked out, Yoshi's Woolly World and all that kind of stuff before Switch comes out. So,
man, I'm jealous because I haven't been able to do no bucket list or anything because all my data got erased. Man, it was some games I was trying to finish. And when I look at my Wii U, I get depressed because it's like, dude, in order for me to complete that game, I gotta literally start over from the beginning.
I forgot you said that. Yeah.
Mr. T, I don't have the heart. Like I was at the last stage of Wonderful 101. I hadn't finished it. And I was like, I'm gonna beat that. I had to beat what other game over that I didn't beat? I think it was one other game that I hadn't finished. And I was like determined that I was gonna beat it before the Switch came. And then when I had that situation happen, my heart went to my left toe, and I haven't been able. I'm telling you, Jedi, I haven't been able to. I get depressed every time. Even all my Mario Kart data gone. Like I literally got to do all the stuff over to win all the trophies to even get to 200 and the mirror and all that back. I gotta literally start over from scratch. And it's like, man. I mean, I want to invest all that time to do that again.
That cloud saving will save your life, man. Nintendo needs to get on that cloud save because I know how you feel. It didn't happen to me on my Wii U, but my son was a little older. I used to let him play my 3DS, and for some reason, he would always be able to go in and find reset system. Like it would start my whole everything, all my save. I had to re-download everything. He did it to me twice, so I know exactly how you feel. Shame on me that he fooled me twice. So I let him play it again.
One time to step out of the YouTube gaming conversation with this, I do music, right? And I was working on an album, and I had the keyboard set up, and my younger brother, the one that was on that everybody got a bit on. So, he was making a beat on there, and he went to save. And I think I might have told him the wrong thing to push. And he saved over my entire catalog of beats.
Oh man.
You talking about wanting to go outside and you find a person with a noose around their neck, like, dude, and when I say this was like I want to say 2007.
I was gonna say
I had some heat. Like it was some heat. Like I'm talking about over 100+ beats, bro. All of them gone. And I
didn't have that many. I do a little bit of beat producing. I only had like 3, maybe 4 beats. I was on Fruity Loops. And yeah, remember Fruity? I know you know Fruity Loops. I was using Fruity Loops, and my PC crashed, my laptop crashed, and I lost it. And I only had 3 beats, and now I'm still upset. This was like 2000 and probably around the same time, 2007, 2008, and I'm still upset about 3 beats. So I can imagine how you feel. Like goodness.
Yeah, I'm talking like 100+ beats, dude. Like it was ridiculous, man. And not just my music, some of my other people that I was working on their music for all wiped out. And I couldn't get mad at them because it was my fault. I couldn't get mad at them. So by that time I went down to Dallas to get away.
That happened to me on the video side too. So I know how it feels. I lost like a whole hard drive basically because I didn't back it up. And that's my own fault, like you. It's my own fault for not backing it up. So
but anyway, so let's get into this, man. First, we want to talk about this since they brought it up in the live chat. How many people seen this CNET video?
I seen it last night. I seen it last night.
Have you seen it, Mr. T?
I have not. I don't even know what it's about.
Hold up, man. I need to send you this. Hold up. Let me see if I can find it. Go ahead, Jedi. Give me your thoughts on it.
It was
I'm
ridiculous.
gonna send this to Mr. T so he can see it if I can find it.
I'm just gonna guess CNET is doing some Nintendo tripping.
Dude,
They're doing some Nintendo hating. That's what they're
because
doing.
they've done that before. That's nothing new. So
Yeah.
it's ridiculous,
That's pretty
man.
much
Go
it.
ahead, Jedi.
Yeah. So long story short, CNET makes a video about the Nintendo Switch kickstand and how if you push over the Nintendo Switch, it falls.
come
Literally,
on.
literally, this is the video. And everyone in the comment section was saying, like, basically, duh, CNET, if you push something over, obviously it will fall.
You've
right?
got to be kidding.
And
But no, you gotta see it, Mr. T. You won't get it until you like Jedi telling the honest to God truth, but it's not until you see it that it really registers.
It's utter stupidity. There's a part where the guy who's handling the Switch pushes the Switch to the point where the kickstand breaks. And I guess they're trying to make it seem like the Nintendo Switch kickstand is flimsy. The problem with that notion is the reason why the kickstand breaks off is in case somebody has the kickstand out and tries to dock it.
It tries to dock it. Yeah, I've seen.
So it purposely comes off. Like the video T is such a fail.
Black
and they
Nerd
have not removed the video. It's still up. I would have removed it already.
Black Nerd did that by mistake. He was at one of the events and he tried to put the Switch back on with the stand open, and it broke off, but it went right back on. It clips right back on.
Yeah, and they did that in the video. It clips right back on.
Yeah. It sounds, you know what it sounds like? It sounds like similar to the hidden costs, a video game being a hidden cost. It sounds like something that stupid. Yeah. I refuse. And they, it's like stuff like this happens all the time, and we get accused of overly defending the Nintendo fans. Come on, you can't sit there and tell me with a straight face that this is a real thing. Like, this makes sense to you to have this be a gripe. Like, come on, like,
dude, it was so. You can't even get like this type of hate. You can't get mad at.
You just laugh.
It's so obvious that you intentionally trying to throw shade or salt or find something to criticize with it that is laughable. You just laugh at it. It's actually enjoyable to watch. Like, to see the dude literally fumble with the Switch to put pressure on it, to set it up to where if he tap it, it'll fall over. Like, just intentionally put it in positions where it can look bad. And in no circumstance did he make it look bad. Only thing that looked bad was his hand. And like, who is the idiot this hand belongs to that is doing all this? That's, like, who did they have to put a camera up and for like a few minutes make their hand look that retarded? Like, it was that funny, dude.
Is that the real title? Is that the real title of the video?
I forget the name of the title, but
Kickstand Fail.
Yeah, Nintendo Switch kickstand. It's something like that. I just found this so you can see it. I don't know if this is the actual one.
It's called "Watch the Nintendo Switch Fall Flat."
Yeah, that's it.
Wow.
Watch it, man. It's retarded, dude. It's just pure hysterically retardation displayed for a minute or so. So
wow.
But yeah, I forgot how I saw it. I think somebody linked it to me on Twitter and said, "Look at this nonsense that CNET is doing." So you said they have done this before?
Oh, they've done this kind of stuff before. Not as egregious as this, though. This is probably the most egregious thing they've done as far as just basic. This is clickbait. I mean, come on, this is just basic. And look at the dislike bar. Wow.
like Jedi Knight said, the dude literally had to put pressure on it to make the kickstand pop out.
Yo, you guys want to hear something crazy? They have a new video that they just put out an hour ago. It's called "The Satisfying Sounds of the Nintendo Switch." So it seems like they're trying to clean up their act right now.
No, they do that. Man, they go back and forth. I'm telling you, it's all clickbait. And they're not the only ones that are guilty of this. So, I mean, people making their money right now because the Switch is the talk of the town, and it's like if you piss people off with the Switch, you get a lot of views, and if you make them happy, you get a lot of views. They just so they going back and forth.
Be in between. I'm learning. You can't be in between. You got to be controversial or praising. You can't just be in the middle. People like, no, that's too lukewarm. We got to spit you out. So, that's crazy to me. But let's continue, man. So I'm gonna start with Jedi. Man, what do you think about the way Nintendo has gone about giving out early Switch devices, and they going to basically straight to the YouTubers? Like, it is a whole lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's out of genius.
Go ahead. Go and expound on that.
I think Nintendo is learning. It's a bunch of old guys probably around some table, and they realize that they have absolutely no idea what marketing is, because the way marketing has developed, given the age of the internet and really social media, they realize that their best bet are their fans, because their fans actually have a voice in marketing, because people make YouTube videos, or they, do Twitch, or they, send out tweets on Twitter. I think it's genius, and really it's about time. And furthermore, I'll take it one step further. I don't think I've seen Sony or Microsoft do that. I've never heard of, Microsoft, for example, sending out just 200 free Xboxes to, their, loyal customers. I think it's an awesome idea. And what I really like about it even more is that it seems like those fans are actually following the embargoes. Nobody has broken it.
Which is pretty cool to see. Pretty amazing.
I'm surprised. I thought that you would see somebody do it.
Yeah.
But I guess after what occurred with that guy and that alleged stolen Nintendo Switch, I think that people realize that Nintendo is playing no games.
Them lawyers ain't nothing to play with, man.
We haven't even talked about that, Jedi. I haven't discussed that with the other fellas about that situation.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, dude, it's just wait for it to come out, man. What are you doing? You buying it from some random stranger on the street, allegedly. Come on, man.
How did he not have enough sense to cover up the barcodes? Like, dude, if you know anything about YouTube, that's the number one thing you're supposed to do, is make sure nothing that can be traced is covered.
But with technology these days, at least the videos that I've seen, it seems like the barcodes were covered. The problem with that is if you use like that the blurry option on YouTube, it doesn't mean that it can't be removed. Okay. You don't know what capabilities, these companies have to where they can unblur something if you're using some sort of, program to do it. Like, say, for example, if you put the original video up and then through the website you use a tool, then you can untool it. If you put up an original video and that video already has the blurriness on there to where once you digitize it, that's just the video, then that's a different story. We don't really know how it happened, but either way, the person was a clown for even doing that. You don't, all that just to have the first unboxing and then you end up unboxing a stolen Switch. Like, I don't even feel sorry for you.
It's like, did anything happen to him particularly? I thought it was, or did it mostly happen to the people that sold it to him, the guy that sold it?
I'll be honest. I think he probably done got in trouble too, bro. Like,
really?
Yeah, I would think so, because first of all, you didn't buy it from a store, so you got to know that this was stolen. This wasn't.
Yeah, I don't really know the details of it. I just thought he bought one.
If he stole it, he didn't walk into a Best Buy or a GameStop or a Target or a Toys R Us or Walmart.
Right.
You cop this off the street, then you put it up and show it off.
I mean, that's just
you got a lot of questions to ask, like, who did you buy this from? Where did you buy it from? Didn't you know that this wasn't out? You're like, it's a lot of questions that was going to be asked. That now you just criminalize yourself.
That's just major stupidity. Like, even if he didn't, even if the barcode was covered or not, it wouldn't have mattered, because he has verifiably stolen merchandise, and Nintendo could have just went to YouTube and said, we need this guy's information. We need find out who he is, they would have found him anyway. So
right.
And you could tell that he had some type of information
yeah,
because initially, before Nintendo actually got involved, he said that the Nintendo Switch arrived to his house early via mail, as if he had a pre-order and someone
Right.
mistakenly sent it to him early.
Yeah.
right. So that's what I thought. That was my thought on it, and I had pretty much forgotten about it after that. I thought that was the case. So
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah, like a day or two later, it came out that it was stolen.
so he was lying about that.
Yeah, he was lying. And, for the dude said in the chat that they made them give it back, or they were going to press charges. But I would go so far to say that even if Nintendo doesn't press charges, I bet you the police and those investigating the situation probably will still go forward with criminal activity. Cause like you said, he lied and said it was mailed to his house. And of course, he ain't gonna get something mailed from a Target or whoever if it was stolen. So that means you bought this from somebody and you knew you was buying illegal.
The retailer could press charges, whoever they were.
So anyway, let's get back to this. They've been sending out the Switches to YouTubers, and like the dude said in the live chat, not big time YouTubers, smaller ones.
Yeah.
Like I was like, well, how do I get a part of this? How do I make myself available to receive?
I've seen dudes with sub 50,000 subscribers, and they have Switches, and I'm like, wow.
I was, who I thought might get one, Mr. T.
Who that?
I thought Rob might get one, Ruler 2.
Yeah.
I was like, man, because he got invited. Like, that shocked me too. Like, they were inviting people who you would typically not think they would even be paying attention to the Switch event. Mm-hmm. So this is amazing. But go ahead and share your thoughts, man. What do you think about all this?
Who me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, like I said, I some I'm confused on. Like I saw like Watch Mojo, they got one, and I'm like, okay, that's kind of strange because they don't like focus on video game stuff, but they obviously have like 14 million subs, and they do countdowns that involve Nintendo from time to time. So, but yeah, I see like it. That is very cool to me. It's like they just handing them out to people that obviously are fans of Nintendo and whatnot. But small channels, I mean, that's different. I mean, you've seen consoles handed out to people before, but it's usually like media and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And to see just regular Nintendo guys or regular YouTube guys, I should say, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, it's definitely different. Like when I started seeing who was it I saw? HMK?
HMK, yeah.
Him and what's the black nerd?
Black Nerd, yeah, Black Nerd.
Black Nerd had one, and I mean, and like I said, he got a lot of subscribers, but still, these are folks I just would not think Nintendo will be sending a Switch to.
Yeah.
And it seems to me that they're literally taking the power out of the hands of the IGNs and the GameSpots.
Yep. That's I mean, they've been doing that for a while in different ways, like with the directs and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And this is just them continuing that and going straight to the fans. I mean, that's genius to me, because you can hear from people who won't have that, quote unquote journalistic bias, and they'll just give it to you. So
yeah,
that's cool.
Putting up videos showing how the
right. They should never get anything free again for that kind of.
Never.
Who's this?
CNET, man. That's just nuts.
Yeah, but let's continue with this, man. So, and Jedi kind of hit on it. I'm gonna throw it back his way, man. No one has broke the arrangement. No one has went beyond. Like I was noticing, they had like only could show like 5 hours. Or talk about 5 hours of gameplay. They couldn't reveal certain weapons, certain armor, certain enemies, certain bosses. And like you said, no one has went against or broke that arrangement. But do you feel like there's too much? Like I named this Zelda OverLoad because once that embargo lifted and folks were able to talk about Zelda was everywhere. Like you couldn't turn on YouTube, and I don't care if it wasn't a channel dedicated to Nintendo. everywhere was talking about Zelda, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. When I asked you, did you have the needle in your vein, dude? I probably had 4 or 5. I was I was hanging on to life, literally, dude. I should have been out of here on overdose. Found there on the side of my bed, looking kind of crazy. Wife, like, man, what's wrong with you, boy? But it's been crazy. But go ahead, Jedi, man. Like, is it too much?
I wouldn't say. I've been enjoying it.
Okay.
You log on to YouTube, and you know how we do. We search for information or different perspectives from different people that we're sub to. I've been enjoying it, and the cool thing is to actually see one of Edge magazine gave Zelda a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, we going there. We got to go there. I was gonna say that a little bit, but go ahead.
All right, then I won't touch on it too much, but just to see that the Switch, I'm gonna be honest. My personal opinion, I don't necessarily. It's not that when I say I don't like it, it's not in a. Well, yeah, it is kind of like that. I don't like the launch. So, the picking up the Switch for me day one doesn't appeal to me. But that's only because I don't really play Zelda like that. The last time I was really huge on Zelda was Link to the Past, if anybody knows. I haven't played Zelda outside of Link to the Past. And that's because once the transition to 3D occurred, it didn't appeal to me anymore after that. But to see, based on the hype surrounding Zelda, it seems like the hype is legit. This could be one of the greatest games of all time being a launch title for the Switch.
Right.
Like not the greatest game on the console. Not the greatest Zelda game. People are saying that this could be one of the greatest games ever. Comparing it to what is that?
Ocarina is the one I keep hearing about.
Nah,
Mario 64, and then
Wild Hunt. What is
The Witcher?
The Witcher? Like those open world type games, Grand Theft Auto. They're talking about like an open world game. This is one of the best games ever. That is saying a lot, especially for a company that is not even known for open world games like that.
Right. I was listening to Red Knight, and Mr. T might know what he was talking about, but he was talking about he said that some people, I think it was, who was it? GameSpot said that they thought that Horizon Zero Dawn was like a really amazing game until they played Zelda Breath of the Wild and made them rethink how they felt about Horizon. Do you know what he was talking about?
No, I didn't see this video. I'm sub to him, but I don't think I've seen that.
I mean, Mr. T, do you know what I'm talking about when he said that?
Yeah. You want me to elaborate?
Yeah, go ahead, because I was trying to find the video he alluded to. I just couldn't find it.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I saw that video, but I think what he was saying was that Breath of the Wild is breaking a lot of tenets with open world gaming, with the amount of stuff that you do. Like, yeah, The Witcher 3, it always gets compared to those games, but you can't do half the stuff in The Witcher that you can do. I have the game. I love Witcher 3. You can't do half of the stuff that I've seen in Breath of the Wild. I saw a video yesterday where a guy was basically surfing on his shield, the seal surfing that you can do. He was doing that just all the way down a mountain. And then he jumps off the mountain and he starts hang gliding. And then he's like targeting enemies on the ground, dropping bombs on them all at once. This is all one go. He's shooting arrows at them, dropping bombs on them, literally dropping bombs on them. And then he keeps on going down. And it's just like, that is crazy. This is the grandest I've seen in any open world game because of the amount of stuff you can do, the way the world reacts to you, the physics engine in this game. This is something that hasn't been done yet. It takes what, the open world games have done before, and it flips a lot of that stuff too. It's not just, this is, Zelda in an open world. There's so much to it that people don't realize. Like, this game scares the crap out of me because
I'm glad you said that. Go ahead.
No, just it scares the crap out of me because I'm such an explorer in video games. Like, I love to explore the world. Like, I spent 20 hours doing nothing basically in Xenoblade Chronicles X, just wasting time, just running around looking at stuff. I am scared to death of Breath of the Wild because I know that's going to happen. And I'm just like, how long is it going to take me to beat this game? Because if you can do this much stuff just messing around, and like, it's going to be crazy. So yeah, I think that's what he was saying. He was saying, like, I don't think it was a shade kind of a thing. He was just saying that, yeah, even though, it looks like a great game, by the way, Horizon, I'm getting it. Even though it has the open world or whatnot, you're still kind of limited to what you can do in that open world. It's, it's kind of based around the either the combat or exploring the dungeons. But the thing people have been saying about Breath of the Wild is that everybody's first 5 hours can be completely different from the last person.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. That's the difference in this game and other open world games.
Oh, you know what? To add to that really quick,
yeah,
I heard Zelda is so open world, and Nintendo is trying to have the player to have such freedom that the moment you get the glider,
the sailcloth, yeah,
you can go directly to Ganondorf.
Yeah.
That's it. I think you can get that within like the first hour of the game.
You
or something
get it
like
in
that.
the first hour, couple hours or so, yeah.
That's
you might.
That's
I mean,
open world.
You're not gonna, you're gonna get your behind handed to you. Don't think, I'm sure somebody out there, because some people are really crazy about like, speed running and all that stuff, and they find ways to beat games without anything.
Yeah,
so that's gonna happen, but that's gonna be a small percentage of people, I'm guessing. So
yeah, I was just going to allude to what Jedi just said and what you just said, Mr. T. Like, picking up back on what you said earlier, then I run into what Jedi said. I have the audio recorded for a video talking about the fact that I'm excited and at the exact same time scared of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Because, for one, I'm going to be honest, I've never played a game of this magnitude, far as literally this big. Like, every game that I play for most part is, I ain't gonna say it's all linear, but it's driving you down a set path.
Yeah.
As I was listening to Game Explain talk about this game, and Jedi just hit on it. Once you get the seller or whatever you call it, he said, one dude said I went north, and another dude said I shot straight to Ganon. And he said he got his butt handed to him, and he ran straight. As soon as he got there, he ended up having to run back. But they stories literally were totally different. They hadn't seen none of the same thing. And this is with 5 hours of gameplay, neither party had seen the same thing. They had literally seen different stuff and some of the stuff in the Great Plateau they haven't even discovered yet. And that's just mind-boggling that so many people could be playing this game and literally have a total, absolute different experience from the next person they can't share. It's like when you talk and when Mr. T talk and Jedi talk, we could all be talking about the exact same game and the exact same play period and don't have the same story at all. Like, it's
crazy.
That's crazy, man.
I mean, think of any other open world game, like even like a GTA. The first 5 hours, most people have done similar stuff. And maybe they ain't in the same spot, but there's a lot of stuff that they've done similar, you think, in the first 5 hours of that game. Or Skyrim even. Skyrim is way open. And but you have probably done similar things. And the world isn't as open as the world in Breath of the Wild. You can't go and chop down trees and and do all that kind of stuff. And the what is it called? The sailclothing and the shield riding, and it's just so much stuff in the game like that you can do. And that's what separates it from other open world games like this. And being able to run right to the boss of the game, like that doesn't happen in any of those games. So you got to go through some cut scenes. You got to go through some certain stuff before you can get anywhere near that kind of thing.
And a lot of those other games, they kind of give you the illusion that it's open world.
Right.
Like you can kind of detour off of the main plot of the game, and you can do like side quests and stuff. But you can do those side quests, but then eventually you still have to go to the main storyline.
Yeah, there's still a progression that you have to go through in order.
So you can look at somebody's playthrough and it may be different than someone else's, but that's only because they went through like side quests before they went back to the main story mode.
Right.
But ultimately, you're going to go through that same progression. It seems like Zelda, it's like whatever direction you pick to go is going to really tell that story. And another thing that I've heard, I got to admit, though I'm not going to play the game now. And now that we're talking about it, it's actually intriguing me. I got to admit. But I've been hearing a lot of things about the AI in the game, like how the enemies are really smart. It's not like just difficult. Like, you know, people talk about Bloodborne, like prepare to die in this game, and all of these. No, not Bloodborne, Dark Souls. But
Dark Souls, yeah.
It seems like there's a level of intelligence with, you know, the enemies in this game, and certain things that they would do to either attack you or approach you, and you know, in that sense of trying to push aggression towards you, how they would go about it. And it seems, man, one thing about Nintendo, and it shouldn't even be a surprise, because this game was in development for so long, or at least it felt like it, because we've been waiting for
at least 4 years.
Yeah, we've been waiting the whole Wii U generation for this release, right?
Yeah.
For this game to be on this level is in December. If this game is not part of Game of the Year conversation, it would be a travesty. That's all I can say. Because based on what I'm hearing, if what I'm hearing now, once the game is officially, you know, released March 3rd, and all of these things are legit, there should be no question that this game should be in the conversation.
I know
it does sound epic.
Go ahead. Don't finish.
No, I'm finished.
Oh, what I was going to say was, going off of what you just said about the AI. That's one thing I noticed across the board of everyone that is playing it. Like, I don't know if that the goblins, what are they called? The Bob Goblins or
Bokoblin?
Goblins or whatever you say. Anyway, the goblins, doggone. I don't know how to. You know, but anyway, I was listening to them. They're saying you might be able to subdue a few of those in the Great Plateau, and it would trick you in believing that, oh, you know, this is going to be a breeze. But he said once you get out there, he said even them get challenging when they decide to work in strategy against you. They being strategic about how they approach you and how they double team or triple team you. You're going to lose a lot. They said prepare to die a whole lot. And I was like, so I remember watching when they showed the giant with the eyeball in his head, which I believe you probably going to, if I was to look into that, as you know, my gamer eye say that eye has something to do with something you need. I bet you any amount of money you're going to need that eyeball out of that, I guess, the Cyclops head or wherever it is. But you saw a bar of power, like a power bar or energy bar. So gone are the days of, you know, you can hit this 3 times and it's dead, or you can hit this 7 times and it's done. You literally going to have to endure long fights, almost like a Metroid Prime like enemy or Metroid Prime type boss, where you got to be prepared to endure this battle. And that's why I said, Mr. T and Jedi, am I ready for this daunting challenge? Like, I'm scared, bro. Like, Zelda has a formula that we have grown used to. Whether you're used to the 2D style, like what Jedi typically likes, or the 3D style like we like. I hear Terminator Juice asking me, want me to ask Jedi to try out the 3Ds. Have you tried out the 3D yet, Jedi?
I've played a little bit of it wasn't Ocarina of Time. It was the other one.
Majora's Mask?
Majora's Mask. And I didn't like it.
Okay, so you ain't just saying you don't like it because you actually have played one, you prefer the 2D ones.
I can't say that it's bad. It's that it didn't captivate me. You know, within the first 20 minutes, 30 minutes, if you didn't grab me, I'm not gonna play it. With Link to the Past or game like Chrono Trigger, it was just I can't explain it, man. It's just the transition is just different. And I'm not saying like the game is bad. I'm really excited that people who are Zelda fans are going to be able to play this. I'm excited just to talk about the game, but I'm not excited to play it.
I
don't know. It's funny to even say that, man. I can't, like I said, I can't explain.
Hold up. Kwame trying to, I didn't send him a leak. Hold up. He didn't hit me up. But yeah, man.
I gotta ask Jedi about his Zelda absence because, like you said, Link to the Past was like the last one you really got into. Did you play Ocarina of Time or?
No, Majora's Mask was the one that I played, and also the Wind Waker. The Wind Waker I played, and it didn't grab me. You know, I owned a 64. I got Majora's Mask. It wasn't that the game was bad. It's the same thing about Mario 64. It wasn't that the game was bad. It's just it didn't captivate me.
Well, I mean, the problem is that you started with Majora's Mask because Majora's Mask is basically an expansion pack, and that's what it was. That's what it was going to be. You remember the 64 DD, right? The disc drive that was going to come out, right? Yeah. So it was planned for that to be an expansion to Ocarina of Time, and when that thing failed, you know, Al Newman went into like basically a 1 year development cycle for Majora's Mask. So that's why it didn't feel like, for me, it wasn't a meaty, you know, Zelda experience. I liked it. I still loved the game, but it was kind of a side quest. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like you had to have Ocarina of Time to really, you know, to get into 3D Zelda. I think you had to start with that one to make that transition, because I know what you're saying.
I understand where you're coming from, because I think a lot of people have the same issue with the regular 2D Metroids to Metroid Prime. Like a lot of us like the Metroid Prime, but a few people, like, I prefer the side scrollers, and you know, they don't care for the Metroid Prime first person. View.
No, I get that. I'm just saying, I think he would have made the transition better had he played Ocarina first. That's what I'm saying.
But
because it was so similar. There was a lot of tenets from Link to the Past went into Ocarina of Time. Like a lot of the.
Go ahead, Jedi. You gonna say something?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I guess you could have a point there. You know, it feels like entirely different games. I mean, because quite frankly, they are.
Well, they are.
And even with the Wind Waker, you know, you didn't have that issue with, you know, the Nintendo disc drive. It was a brand new game, completely different system, and it just, I don't know.
Yeah, Wind Waker was very different. So, because I mean, basically, the world was a giant ocean. that wasn't what Zelda was about before that. So, it definitely felt different.
I feel you, because I think I'm the opposite to Jedi's. I'm more. I avoid the 2D Zeldas, and I prefer. So I didn't really jump into Zelda. Like, I remember when we had Triforce Johnson on. Remember that, Mr. T?
Oh yeah,
we did that big. It was me, you, Randy. Who else was on there? Who was all on there?
What's his name? Tony.
Tony Randy.
Tony Randy was in there.
I said Randy. Tony was on there. I guess it was just me, you, Tony, and Terminator. I mean, not Terminator, but
I feel like there was one more person.
But my first real introduction to Zelda was Ocarina of Time. And before that, the 2Ds never got me. I never cared for what they was offering when it was 2D. But when I played Ocarina of Time, I was like, oh my God, I've been a Zelda fan ever since. The only 2D version I've really ever played is Between Worlds, and I think I played which one is the Between Worlds is based off of?
A Link to the Past.
Link to the Past. I'm the only two I've ever played. So I'm like Jedi, but I'm just switched, you know. So but anyway, Kwame's in the house. What's up, bro?
Nothing much. How's everybody doing?
We doing good, man.
Brother, what's up?
So anyway, let's get back to this, man. So I'm just. Well, let me ask Kwame, since he's here, man. I'm pretty sure he might not be in my boat. Are you overwhelmed by just how big is it kind of making you scared just how big Zelda might be?
Actually, I got the attitude like one of the mountain climbers that's ready to go at Everest. I want to climb it because it's there. And when I heard you guys talking about how the AI is, it reminds me of GoldenEye. Remember how devious that AI was for its time?
Yeah, they was smart, ducking behind boxes and whatnot. Yeah.
And then sitting up here and like reacting to damage on particular body parts and whatnot, dropping weapons if you shoot at their hands, etc.
Yeah,
That's true.
Okay.
Man, that was one of my all-time favorite games, and you throwing me back right now.
Shoot, let me tell you something. As far as Zelda's concerned, and you guys were talking about your entry into the series, I've been there since day one.
Oh, me too.
I've been there since day one, and I'm telling you right now, I'm looking forward to see a return to form for Zelda actually being fully open world like it was in the beginning. Because in the beginning, there was no hand holding, there was no guiding you to do this, use that, equip this, etc. No, it's like, you know what? Get it, you're done. That's it. If not, oh well.
Yeah, this is pretty much a throwback to the first one, where it's just like it starts and you just go. You know, it's like go get that sword in that little door and then go. Like it's no hand holding. I guess you get a little bit of stuff from the old man, which is also a throwback to the first game. But you can totally I think you have to go at least through two dungeons to beat the entire game with the first one. But the difficulty level, all that stuff, to me, is just a throwback to the first one.
Yeah, so. that probably, Jedi, that might be what made you not like the 3D was, because I was introduced to the hand holding. So, they had to walk level head through, like, here, you do this over here level. Read that sign. Don't forget to read that, because you're going to need. Yeah, I needed that. That's why I'm scared of Breath of the Wild, man, because like Mr. T said, I'm thinking I'm going to get lost so much just from getting distracted of climbing over here to see what's over there, or running over here to see, or just climbing the mountain just to glide down it. Like, I think I get lost doing that and never finish the game. So that could have been why you didn't care for the 3D how they hold your hand for the first few hours of the game. They do hold your hand, like Ocarina of Time did it. Twilight Princess did it. I never played Majora's Mask. I need to play that one. I never played that one. Because I took it as, like Mr. T said, an expansion. I didn't look at it as a full-fledged game, so I didn't even think to play it. But now that I hear so much about it, I wish I would have. I mean, it is to be one of the unique stories in the Zelda franchise. But
it's a full game, but it's the first one that had like less than 5 dungeons, and I think there's exactly 5 dungeons in it. So you can tell that it's definitely an expansion. And I'm like, proud of the fact that I've beaten every Legend of Zelda, the mainline ones. I haven't beaten like Forged Swords and stuff like that.
I haven't played
that. I've beaten 1 through I don't know what number we're at now, but I've beaten them all. And the difference with this one again is the difficulty level. Like a lot of the 3D, pretty much all the 3D Zeldas are kind of easy. Like you don't die that much. Like Skyward Sword, I think was the one I died the most in. And that was probably like 3 times maybe. And that's not really that much in a game that's 30 hours, so.
Right. I can't recall many times that I've died in the 3D Mario. 3D Zelda game. And that's why when I saw the life bar of the giant, I don't know what they call them. The one with the Cyclops eye the ground, and you saw that life bar. I was like, I didn't think nobody else noticed it. Like, dude, he had a life bar. Like, like it was crazy to me, man. It kind of turned me up turned me upside down. I was like, did I just see a life bar across and it wasn't short. It was pretty long. And I don't think Link is going to be taking off chunks of life from this dude. But I think we saw the same thing with the rock boss. I just didn't really pay no mind to it.
I like what
And they got rid of the tenants. Like I think one of the major things was that it started with Link to the Past, which if you hurt, you can just go cut some grass and get your hearts back. Not anymore. Like that's not a thing you can do anymore. Like you have to go hunt for meat or whatever or that kind of a thing. And you get hit by these dudes, and it takes up 5, 6, 7, 8 hearts sometimes, which wasn't. You get hit by enemies in the old games, and it's just like half a heart, maybe a heart if you fall up a cliff or something.
Hearts all over the place. So you ain't never. Go ahead, Jedi. You was going to say something?
Yeah, I was liking the fact that you have, for example, the Guardians in Zelda, and they're sniping you, and you see the people who are controlling Zelda. They're running for their life. It seems like there's a sense of urgency when you come across particular bosses, and that's going to lead to, that intensity, that, involvement with the game. I have to admit, I like what Nintendo has done with Zelda so far. I may, further down the road, pick it up. I guess if anybody was wondering when I will be picking it up, I will be picking up, the Switch when Splatoon comes out.
That's potato.
So Splatoon and I Am Setsuna will be the RPG that I will be playing because it has the same mechanics as Chrono Trigger.
Right.
So but I think I may have to try the Zelda again. You guys are convincing me over here.
Man, I'm just thinking about one story that when I was watching. I like Game Explain. I used to hate when they used to spoil the game, but they seem like they unchanged. They tune a little bit. They don't just outright spoil the game no more. But they were talking about this particular boss, and they said both of them had came across the boss. And they said it was just something overwhelmingly scary about him or it or whatever it is. Said it stares at you from a distance.
Oh no!
Did you hear about this, Mr. T?
No.
It said you can't creep up on it. It catches you. It sees you from a distance. And if you go too far into his territory, it's on your behind, man. They said it literally made their hairs, stand up on they. It's like he said it's literally scary. Not being funny about, like, literally make you not want to go around it. Just how it stares at you.
Wow.
I'm like, what kind of boss is this? Like, dude.
This had to be
stuff
the
in this
Zelda.
game is crazy, man.
This had to be the Zelda that I would choose to show my wife how to play.
Oh man, why are you doing her like that?
Yeah. So, where else I wanted to bring up?
Because I love her that much. You got to sit up here and go in for the full experience.
So yeah, man. What else? What I was going to say? It was something else I wanted to bring up. Dang it, I skipped my head. It was something Mr. T said. I mean, not Mr. T, but Jedi said that I wanted to. Oh, Edge magazine. So now y'all all know Edge don't hand out high scores real easy. And I don't. Let's put this out here. I don't think any of us worry about what some reviewer has to say. We're not going to buy our games based on the review or opinion of another person, unless it's somebody we walk with personally might influence us. But like, IGN has never stopped me from buying a game. You know what I'm saying? GameSpot or One Up or whoever else you want to name. I'm just naming all I can remember. I'm pretty sure some of these don't even exist no more. I've never let a review influence me on they have influenced me to want to buy a game more, but they haven't caused me not to want to buy a game. But Edge don't typically hand out 10s. And I think it's real shocking that Edge gave Breath of the Wild a 10 out of 10. So since Kwame just jumped in, Kwame, what do you think about that, man?
Well,
what does it say?
It's telling. It's telling because, like you said before, they don't hand out 10 out of 10s like cookies. It is very telling that on their part, they were blown away from what they saw. And it may not have been unique, in many respects, but it could have been like the way it was implemented. A lot of the things that they had, such as crafting, cooking, etc. And that's probably what's out of there and threw them back. And not to mention, you know, they made it so that you can climb up mountains, you can fly around, you know, using the glider. You know, they made exploration a key point of the Zelda experience, you know what I'm saying, to a level that it hasn't been done before.
Cool. Jedi?
One thing that I noticed was once that review came out, I checked NeoGaf, and NeoGaf was pretty excited, and it was Zelda's third 10 out of 10 in history. That's pretty cool. I want to touch on what you said earlier about particular reviews maybe swaying you to purchase, or you know, you may not be the person to actually do that. There is actually one game that I can say I was totally persuaded by a review, and it was more an award. When I think it was Game Trailers. Game Trailers had the Game of the Year awards, and I never heard of the Walking Dead game. And I remember when The Walking Dead won Game of the Year, I purchased it like a week later on Xbox, and I understood why it was Game of the Year. So if, you know, the reviewers are being honest, I think this is, you know, a great thing for Zelda, because there are people out there, such using myself as an example, that will look at a game based on a review or an award that it gets. You know, so Nintendo, they are in prime position right now.
Right.
Yeah. The casual gamer would definitely look at that stuff, you know.
And that's funny because that is literally my name on YouTube.
I know. I remember you saying that.
Yeah, I mean, they have persuaded me to buy a game, but I would say they have never persuaded me not to. Like, if I had my eye on a game and I saw that they got a bad review from this, if I wanted that game, I still got it. But they have influenced me to buy a game I wasn't thinking about, like what you just described. I have done that a couple of times. But go ahead, Mr. T. You were saying something?
No, I mean, I was just saying, like, I have been soured on a game before based on reviews, and I didn't go out and get it right away like I was going to, but eventually I still ended up getting it. So
I think the only game that I think a review soured was the game on YouTube, not on YouTube, but Wii U, but made by what was that kind of first person shooter hack and slash.
You talking about oh my gosh, the one they funded, the
one Nintendo them.
I own the game and I can't remember the name of it.
I want to say, I would be honest, Red Knight the one that really made me like, man, I ain't getting this game. After he talked about it, I was like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah. It's not a terrible game. It's not a great game. It's a fair game. You know,
there was so many bad reviews coming out. I think it was his video. OJ made a video. I think OJ had it.
Well, honestly, I think it's a pile-on effect. Sometimes a lot of people will pile on when, you know, certain games get flack.
Are you guys talking about Devil's Third?
Devil's Third, thank you. Jeez.
There you go.
Yeah, Devil's Third, like, it's not anywhere near as bad as the reviews I've seen for it. It's still an enjoyable game. Like, it's just not what I was hoping it was going to be. Like, it's nowhere near what we were hoping it was going to be after seeing that first trailer and whatnot. So
yeah, that's a one that might be the only game that a review, and it was basically from people watching folks playing it and actually seeing the problems.
Yeah,
right. They wasn't lying about it. They just literally had some issues. Like OJ was playing, and I was like, man, this dude look bad.
Yeah, if the game came out in like 2006, people might like it, and you know, and have been wanting a sequel. Say if the game never got a sequel up until now, like it would probably be a game that people liked if it was in the early, you know, 7th gen, like 2005, 2006, maybe 2007. It'll be a game that people like, but because it came out way too late. I mean, it's been in development forever, and it still had those really old mechanics.
Okay. So go ahead and give me your thoughts on Edge 10 out of 10, Mr. T.
I mean, like you said, I mean, you already pretty much covered the fact that Edge doesn't give 10s out for anybody. They're really kind of harsh on a lot of games that people may in other magazines or other online websites might give a higher score to, and they don't they don't play those games, to use your phrase. So for them to give it a 10, I think that's big. Now, I do think you're still going to get a troll from a website that's like, oh, Edge gave it a 10. I got to give it a 6, something silly like that. Like, I've noticed GameSpot would do that.
I noticed, what's the guy that used to be on the Beyond podcast? They got their own podcast.
Oh, I don't trust nothing them dudes say.
Yeah, he said, I don't even know how sometimes my YouTube be set on that continue run. I'll sync it to my TV and walk out and come back in, and it is still running.
Yeah.
And they were on talking about Breath of the Wild, and he was like, yeah, man, it's a good game, but I still give Horizon Zero Dawn. It's not as good as I was like. I looked at who was saying. I was like, oh man, get out of here. I want to hear somebody else talk about it, not you. But yeah, I see what you're saying. I'm already prepared for somebody to give it 3 out of 10 and all these bogus reasons for why.
Yeah. Put a click. You got to get that click. That what kind of click. So
that's what's up. Okay, so basically, have any of you guys, and I want to go somewhere unique. I don't just want to talk about just stuff like this. I want to get to some unique places. But I sent Jedi Knight this. He will know what I'm talking about. Supposedly a Chinese site or website opened the Switch up, right? I don't know if y'all seen this.
Yeah, I heard about it.
Digital Foundry gave their assessment of what they saw within the Switch. And I'm gonna throw this at Jedi because Jedi is real tech savvy. I'm not. I concede in these areas, but I know Jedi is. I know Quan-Man is, and I'm pretty sure Mr. T is too. Jedi, what you take from that article you read, man?
I don't know. I'm kind of back and forth. Based on the information that we have, this is good information that you'll be able to get a mobile boost by 25% from what the initial clock saw for CPU. Well, the CPU is always going to be the same for the GPU. I'm still a little taken back on the power though. I really was hoping that the Switch had a Pascal chip. It seems like this is going to be a Maxwell chip. I'm afraid that the Switch will have the same issues as the prior consoles when it comes to third parties. Not to gravitate away from what your question was, that was just my initial feelings. Yeah, I think it's a good look. If Nintendo's able to get a 25% boost to the GPU and an extra boost to the memory in mobile mode, that'll be great for the developers of games and ultimately for the customers. I think it was Game Explain that did a comparison between the docked version of Zelda and the mobile version of Zelda. Yeah. And there's a difference. Now, it's not an incredible difference, and I think it's given the art style of Zelda, but we don't know what that is going to translate to when it comes to different games on different engines. So this 25% boost could really be significant for Nintendo. But yeah, I mean, overall, that's good news.
Okay. Quan-Man?
Yeah, but if I'm not mistaken, that's only for the developer end. It's not going to really affect the end user per se. We're not going to get that 25% boost. You know what I'm saying? It's just the developers.
Well, no, you're not going to be able to switch between, like, quote unquote boost mode. It's exactly for the developers, whatever is, beneficial for their, development process. If they require that 25% boost mode, then they can develop based on that. Or if not, they can do their original base requirement.
Well, like I said, they just got to take advantage of it, because a lot of people, you got to understand, you can give them all the tools in the world. If they don't make an effort to take advantage of that little extra 25%, then, it's a moot point.
Yeah, that's true. It will come down to optimization, especially if we're talking about third parties here. So we'll have to see. I have to say I am a bit concerned though. Not even hitting one, teraflop of performance. You know, that's if those numbers are legit. You know, that's a little eye opening for me. And granted, it's not that you can't do anything with that power. I mean, obviously, we're looking at what Zelda is doing, and outside of, and I'm not just talking about graphical, you know, attractiveness, just the broadness, the way that world is so, you know, broad. You see what Nintendo can do with that power. The problem is Nintendo always gets the best out of its own hardware. You know, will you ever see a game like The Witcher on the Switch? Who the hell knows? And it seems like, you know, the Zelda will wipe the floor with The Witcher, yet for some reason, a developer will give you every reason in the world on why The Witcher could never be a Switch game. It's a damn shame, but it is what it is.
Okay. Kwame, you got anything else you want to add before we get on this? I don't want to stay on this long. I just since it was out there, I thought I'd add.
Nah, I pretty much, you know, hit all the notes that I wanted.
Okay. Mr. T?
Yeah, I'm going to come at it from a different angle than just the tech side, because believe you me, most of the tech stuff, when developers say, well, it doesn't, when it comes to Nintendo, it's all BS. Okay? It's especially with the Switch, especially because we know the Switch can run every major engine, every major engine that's being used in consoles today. We hear all the time about how it's a dream to develop for, and especially coming from PC games to the Switch, it's so super easy. So hearing all this, you know, I mean, my only concern with third party, not, you know, what would hinder them from coming to the Switch is if the Switch doesn't sell. It's all comes down to the sales. Why? Because even the Wii got Call of Duty games. Every time the Call of Duty dropped on every other console, the Wii got Call of Duty games.
The best Call of Duty games ever made.
Because no, obviously, they got Call of Duty games with some differences from the other two consoles because of the power in those consoles, but it got all the DLC. It got those games because
we didn't get DLC.
Well, not DLC. I didn't mean DLC. I meant like the online
services,
like the service and the modes and stuff.
Okay,
I think Jedi Knight is talking about when he says it's the best because Jedi like the motion.
Well, yeah, the motion control, obviously.
Jedi was like,
I'm with you on that.
Instantly fell in love with that, man.
I'm with you on that, and they sold pretty well. Like the GameCube, obviously, you know, the power wasn't an issue on that, but it sold enough to where third parties were like, well, okay, we can make games for this console as well, and that was what 22, 23 million, and it still got it had shortcomings. It had the disc space didn't match the other consoles. It had a DVD that was only a gig, like 1.5 gigs when everybody else had 4 gigs to 8 gigs. So, but they still got those games because it sold enough to where third parties, felt like they can put their games on. And then a lot of third parties sold pretty well. To my surprise, even I look back and I'm like, oh, there's a lot of million third-party sellers on the GameCube. I had no idea. So that's what it's going to come down to, especially with all these other positives: the ease of development, the scalability aspect of the chipset. Like those are things. If you can bring your game over from PC to the Switch in a week, like I don't see a lot of downside there. Obviously, it won't be as good as the other consoles, but to me, it comes down to sales. If the thing sells well, you're going to get pretty good third party. You won't get everything, but you can get a Mass Effect. Like those guys were not saying that it wasn't going to come to the Switch. They just said at the time they had no plans for it, but they didn't say the Switch wasn't powerful enough. This thing is just
do what the guys at I think it was Respawn.
And he backtracked though. He even backtracked on that statement.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he said he was basically saying about the size of the cards and whatnot. The game could fit on that. So I mean, obviously a lot of games are scaled. Games scale in PCs. Like it depends on your hardware. What features you can turn on and all that kind of stuff. So, so to to me, it comes down to sales. If the Switch sells, you're gonna see pretty good third party. Yeah, you guys.
And that's where I was gonna go with it. I don't know all the spec. I can't even begin to try to act like I can talk the spec talk. I know Jedi pretty articulate when it comes to it, and I know I've always listened to Kwame back in the day, and include him as a T. But I think even Digital Foundry is still confounded, even in seeing what they seen. They reading the article, they still seem to be confounded by what's in there, and they still can't really figure out what Nintendo has, how Nintendo has done this and what they're doing, even with seeing some of the stuff there. So
yeah, I want to quickly say, I'm going to cut you off. I want to quickly, because I wanted to say that in my little spiel there. That is nothing new with Nintendo consoles. Actually, they still don't know what the GameCube can do. They're still, because Nintendo's architecture, Nintendo's the way they put their consoles together is always really what's the word I'm looking for? Help me out, Quan. Well, it's unique, but it's I can't think of the word right now. I'm blank. Awkward. But not awkward. I'm just saying it's very customized. Oh, okay. The way they put this stuff together. So where on paper, Super Nintendo even didn't match Sega Genesis. There were games that Sega Genesis could never do that Super Nintendo did, obviously, like Donkey Kong Country. So they just have a way of doing that, and people can't see it just based on the numbers.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, it's the story is still yet to be told what the thing can do. But I think they just, like, reading the article, they still seem to be totally confounded and at the same time impressed, and like how did they even think, like how they put the heat sink here, and like all the stuff that they were saying is just like, dang, we just would have never thought to do this. Like some of the stuff was not attached to this, but it was over here, and it's like, well, we wouldn't have thought to put that there, but that makes a lot of sense because now they can do this because they have this on. So it's still yet to be told what can be done with it. I just thought it was very interesting. But I think we talked about that enough.
Can I just say one more thing real quick though? Yeah, I just feel like the Switch doesn't get the respect it deserves because it's not as powerful as the other consoles. But we're talking about a tablet, a 7-inch tablet device that's just under Xbox One, just under that. Like that's crazy to me. It should be crazy to everybody, but well.
It's crazy.
And it only uses 16 watts.
Yeah, it only uses 16 watts of power when they use 100 plus.
That's why I kept using. That's why I was by choice using the word confounded. Like Digital Foundry did, they love to rag and dog and hate. They could not say much of hate. They just like, dude, this is a technical marvel. Like what we looking at should not be, but it is. So but technically we will, on my end, I can't have that conversation. And few can. I know a few of y'all can, but few of these folks in the comment section can really have that conversation. So it ain't no point in trying to break it down. It just was fun to kind of dialogue about for a second. But let's move to this. I want to go to here, man. Mm-hmm. Since the Switch is so unique, meaning it's a hybrid system, so we're going to see like the 2D type games, like what a Jedi Knight loves. We're going to see 3D games like what I like with the Zelda Breath of the Wild or Mario Odysseys. What game, now that we know what Nintendo is about to do, because we can see the writing on the wall, what game does Nintendo need to bring back that needs a Switch revision? And I would throw this. I know, and this is going to be the last topic. We're going to get out of here, man. 5 more days, bro. We might as well do it. From indie titles to Nintendo first-party offerings, to what I see from third parties, especially Eastern developers, I see a lot, and I hate to say this because I know a lot of people gonna roll their eyes when I say it. Why do I think Super Nintendo for some reason? Like, it's so much there that reminds, like, you got games that reminds me of the Final Fantasies that was on Super NES and the 2D games that was there and all the stuff that's there, plus all the stuff we're used to now Nintendo has made a platform that all that stuff makes sense on. What game? I'm gonna go with Jedi first, and I'm gonna go with Mr. T, then Quan. Name 2 games Nintendo needs to bring back. Nintendo. And if it's just one Nintendo game and maybe a third-party game, however you want to say, what game would you like to see Nintendo bring back that fits your taste, what you like, that you want to see Nintendo bring back with the Switch, that you could take on to go and play on the plane or in the back where the boxes is at work or on your break in the kitchen or wherever we be, or wherever we work? What would you like to see Nintendo bring back?
I would like to see Nintendo sit down and speak with Billy Gates and Microsoft and see if if they can actually repurchase Rare, because somebody brought up in the podcast earlier about GoldenEye, and that it's GoldenEye. If you can continue that, even if you don't even have to do a sequel to GoldenEye, if you can just get an updated version and just repackage GoldenEye, that would be epic. Time Splitters. I'm not sure if Time Splitters was ever on.
No, it was. Time Splitters 2 was on GameCube.
It was GameCube. Yeah, you can bring back Time Splitters. Time Splitters was like a derivative of GoldenEye, along with Perfect Dark. So I think that Nintendo could find a way to deal with Rare. They can bring those games back.
Well, Time Splitters wasn't a Rare game. It was from the GoldenEye developers. They went off and made their own company, Free Radical Design, I think it was called.
Okay.
So they're a third party. I don't think they're around anymore though. So
somebody said, "Bring back Zombies Ate My Neighbors."
That's Super Nintendo, right?
That's Hylian Explorer. But yeah, man. I mean, so you saying they don't even have to revise it? Just would you want to like a what they call a reskin or?
Yeah, like a reskin, like the way they did Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, and you can reskin it, or you can just do a sequel to it. I mean, 007 movies are made all the time, and it seems like the people that was behind that particular game, they were so forward thinking in their mindset. That game was absolutely phenomenal.
Well,
one of my all-time favorite games.
Let me put it like this: name one 2D game and one 3D game that you want to see Nintendo bring back. Because I'm seeing Wave Race and all this. We got to get one 2D, one 3D. So you said GoldenEye.
Well, GoldenEye would be my 3D game, and 2D you should already know is Chrono Trigger. The day that Chrono Trigger is
released, damn.
I can do that.
You got Quan up now.
Go ahead, Mr. T.
I chuckled at the outset of this because I'm in the middle of cutting a video together where I do this exact topic, and I name off maybe 15 games that I need to see on the Switch, basically, and it's games that can bring back pretty cheaply and redo. And so I'll just pick 2 from that video. My 3D would be well, somebody already said Wave Race, but I'm gonna go with F-Zero. That would be my 3. They could just take F-Zero GX and HDify it and give me some online. They don't have to even redo the game or make a sequel. That would be beautiful, perfect for me. And that's why I think the Switch would be perfect for that, because they don't have to put too much resources toward it.
What was that again? What game you named?
F-Zero GX.
F-Zero GX.
That's the GameCube one.
Yeah.
Take that, give it some HD, and online it, and you're good to go. You could probably do that in 6 months with a small team. And then my 2D one would be a series that came out at the end of NES that is really beloved. And I just went blank. Again, I don't know what's wrong with me today. It's help me out, Quan. I know you can probably help me out. There's 2 of them, 1 and 2. Oh, well, I got it now. Never mind. Star Tropics.
Star Tropics.
Star Tropics for the NES.
Get low, fool.
Star Tropics came out. Yeah, go ahead.
Star Tropics is the one I think Nia mentioned where she said that could be.
Yeah, I heard Nia talk about it. That's one of hers too.
Yeah.
Star Tropics was pushing the NES to its limits. It was so good. It was very much like a Zelda type of game, but set in like a modern time. And it was, those two games are great. I would love to see Nintendo pass it off. You don't have to put your own resource into it. Give it off to like a Yacht Club Games and license it to them and let them remaster it. I would be Star Tropics 1 and 2. I would love that. So those are my two.
Did y'all hear me?
Oh no, you said something?
Go ahead, my bad.
No, I'm done. That was mine.
Okay. Quan Man?
Well, these two are third-party games from the N64 era. All right. For my 2D game, I would like Nintendo to get it down with Treasure if they still exist, or whoever owns their IPs, and bring back Mischief Makers.
Oh.
And to add to that, taking a look at ARMS, I brought this up before. Looking at ARMS mechanics and everything would fit perfect. I would like to see Legend of the Mystical Ninja 64.
Oh yeah. I never played the 64, Nintendo 64 version, but I played the Super Nintendo version. That was one of my favorites.
Go man.
Oh, you had to have played the one for the 64. It was ridiculous with the robot fights.
Oh my goodness.
It reminds me of ARMS.
Oh man, yeah, that was a good one. I forgot about that.
Man. Okay. For my 3D, and this what prompted me, and the dude said it in the comment section. When if y'all remember the trailer, especially the January 12th trailer of Breath of the Wild, when it opens on the water, right? And you see the ocean, you see the lake of water going into the scene where the birds kind of flying around the edge of the I don't know if it's a mountain or just a region of that. Water made me think of Wave Race.
Mm-hmm.
Not Blue Storm, the original Wave Race. So I would love for my 3D. I would want to see something like Wave Race come back. And
why
for
you
my
hating
2D,
on Blue Storm, man?
But Blue Storm, I don't know, Mr. T. Blue Storm was missing something that the original Wave Race had. I don't know what it was.
It missed.
I like
missing a little bit of the charm.
I like Blue Storm. Huh?
No, I'm sorry. I was just saying it's missing some of that charm that the original one had.
Yeah, it's like, to me, if they just would have took what they did on 64 and just brought it to the GameCube, I didn't need to see their faces. I think it stepped down, even though it was better graphics. To me, the graphics went a different direction than what was on the original Wave Race.
Yeah,
like it went more. There ain't no problem with it. It just didn't have the same appeal. Like the seriousness of it went down on Blue Storm. Like it got more. I don't even know what to say. Like Wave Race on 64 had like a serious nature to it.
It had realistic physics, and the physics in Blue Storm was more arcadey.
Yeah,
Blue Storm's more arcadey.
Blue Storm went like a more arcadey feel to it. But I would like that to come back. I would also like to see in 2D. There's a few games I can name on 2D, but I try to be fair since I didn't give y'all the option to name well, this is my podcast. I can name more than one.
It's a dictatorship, man.
Yeah, Kung Fu.
Kung Fu.
I want to see a Kung Fu come back. Like if they took that same thing and just upscaled the graphics and all that and done the exact same thing, maybe add a better storyline to it. I would love to play that. Games like Demon Sword. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Demon Sword on the NES, yeah.
Yeah, Demon Sword. Those type of 2D games, man. I love to see like the Double Dragons or the Bad Boys or cause the Switch has. I can play I can see myself. That will force me to take my Switch out the dock. Like a game like Breath of the Wild. I only want to play it on the big screen, even though I know it's going to look good on the handheld. I will only really want to play it on my big screen. But if I got a side scroller like that, I would take that out and be in the bedroom in the bed, kicked up, wife mad at me because I ain't showing no attention because I'm playing this Kung Fu right now. So, but yeah, dude, I would definitely love to see some stuff like that come back. Like a lot of those NES games, just up-res in modern graphics. They don't even have to try to make it look modern for just make it HD instead of almost like what they did with the classic.
Yeah.
Stuff
See,
like
that's my biggest hope for the Switch is that it becomes a revival console, like it, because it has Bomberman, which is a revival, because it has Blaster Master coming, and because it has Street Fighter, Ultra Street Fighter coming for it. Like I hope that continues and we get a revival of other games that used to be AAA games, like you just said, Double Dragon types. I want to see a brawler. Bring back the brawlers. I would love to see a revival of that. And I just feel like the Switch is a perfect console to revive that stuff.
The brawlers, all that, man. And then, like, just think if you out. Like, okay, like, let's imagine. I know Jedi, I love this. Just imagine if you got 4 Switches or and a game like Turtles in Time. Or the original arcade version, and you could go through and play, dude. And it's just because those games look good to this day. Those games still stand the test of time for how they look. All they need is that HD filter through it. That just take it out of that standard definition look, bring it to that clean HD look, and leave it the exact same way. Dude, I would be linking up with people to play that. I play online with some Ninja Turtles in Time online with 4 people all day.
I'll start link parties for that.
Wait. What about the X-Men, the arcade game from back in the day?
I was just about to say that. The X-Men one was my joint too.
All them beat 'em ups, man.
All them beat 'em ups, arcade beat 'em ups need to come back, man. And
I remember those. I remember those arcade games from back when I was in the Army. I'm telling you, really, takes me back.
Like Punisher and what was the other one?
All the Batman Returns and all the superhero ones basically were beat 'em ups.
You had the Avengers ones had one. The Avengers, remember that one?
Somebody brought up Shakata Forever, man, on Sega Genesis.
Shakata.
Stop playing with me.
So that's what I want to see, man. A lot of those old school beat 'em ups, those 2D side scrollers. Make a resurgence on the Switch and make sure they online so that you can link up and actually get 4-on-4. Like, cause they keep doing Ninja Turtles over, but they never do it right. It's like
they're all garbage. Most of them are garbage.
Yeah, it's like forget it. Y'all can't do what I think it was Konami at that time was making those.
Yeah.
Was it Konami or
It's Konami? It's Konami.
Okay. Yeah, just bring back the old ones, re-release them, give it online play where you can link up with 3 other people
and
play through those games. Like what they did with Double Dragon Revenge or Double Dragon 4.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I want to see with the Switch, man.
Revival.
Yeah. That could be the nickname, the NES, the Nintendo Revival, man. So
no, Renaissance more like.
Yeah,
so
actually,
anything else before we get out of here, bro? I think we done talked long enough.
Yeah,
I know
this is something
on
that
a different time frame than we are.
That's cool. I have a question here that I've actually been wondering about. I wanted to speak about it, but I know the past couple of weekends we haven't been on.
Go ahead.
The relationship between Nintendo and Nvidia. What's going on with the benefits of going with Nvidia? I thought we would hear things like Nintendo getting Nvidia Shadow Play and different services that Nvidia provides. We haven't heard a thing about that.
Hold on a little bit.
I think E3 might be the true telling of that stuff, because I think Nintendo trying to save something for after this initial. Because right now they're just getting all they hardcore fans, all the ones that was jaded with the Wii and the Wii U, and they getting 3DS and DS fans over. So the Switch right now is just getting those, and then when E3 coming, and I guess all that stuff start to eclipse when we get into the holidays, then Nintendo probably start revealing more aspects of collaborations and different features that the Switch might have. That's what I believe.
And I hope that they do something next this upcoming week, because they're supposed to have some sort of, I'm not sure if it's a Nintendo Direct, but they have some sort of presentation right before the Switch is released worldwide.
Yeah, that's for indie games and stuff, though.
Yeah.
Well, then
It's not going to be there.
Yeah, I'm thinking like, E3 or around that time, Nintendo needs to at least have one where they're focusing on games and big games. And I don't want to hear about Nintendo Treetop House and all this other stuff. Nintendo needs some games, man. Games that can compete along the lines of, the Uncharted's and the Last of Us and things like that. And, every Nintendo generation, you have just either games that are going to come like Mario, or games that, Nintendo fans always anticipate or want to come, like the next Metroid or F-Zero. But we need some new IPs. But more importantly, it's like, how do you go with NVIDIA? And NVIDIA has all these resources. And like, I just thought about that like a week or two ago. Like, I remember when we were talking about it just being Nintendo NX, and we had no clue what the name was, what the, the form factor was. And we had all of these great ideas just based on the possible, no, it wasn't. It was when it was no longer the NX and it was the Switch, because we didn't know it was NVIDIA at the time. But point being, once we found out that, it was NVIDIA, and then we started thinking about it, like, NVIDIA has a lot of resources, a lot of software, a lot of things that they can provide. And especially when we found out that it was, console/mobile device, I wonder what Nintendo is doing here.
Yeah, I think we asked the question, and how invested is NVIDIA in Nintendo? And I think we were talking about it on that podcast, Jedi. But you bring up some good points. I think, you know how Nintendo is, man. Quiet is kept for them. Like, for a long time, we didn't know what the Switch was or the NX was or anything. And then it was rumor mill that it was a hybrid system. But then we finally found out that. And so I'm pretty sure, just like with on the Wii U when they had the TV mode, they said nothing about that until that event right before the Wii U launch. They talked about how it had TV mode and all this. So I believe some of them features that you might be talking about, and some of the stuff NVIDIA brings to the table, might show his face, Arrear's face, probably around E3 time. I think that's what Nintendo would probably be. And that IP you might be talking about might rear his face, like that Ubisoft's Beyond Evil, stuff like that. I think it's going to show up. I really do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just think that they're trying not to muddy the waters right now. Like, their messaging has been so on point up until now. They don't want to start throwing out features, because people already, what little stuff they have revealed about features, people aren't very happy with, some stuff with the online and whatnot. I just think they're laser focused right now on the launch and letting you know what games that you're going to be playing for the next 3-4 months. And E3 is going to hit, and I think you're going to get that kind of stuff. I'm going to be really surprised if you don't see at least 3 or 4 major third-party titles coming on the Switch. I just think a lot of guys are in an NDA right now, because a lot of those games aren't announced for the other consoles either. It's not just the Switch. You expect Call of Duty and whatnot to come to Xbox One and PS4, because that's what happens. But the new one hasn't been announced yet for either those consoles either. So I would be surprised after E3 if that stuff. I got really excited from hearing Reggie talk about, because he did an interview with was it Pro Jared or one of these guys, and they were like, when are we gonna get this and this? And they just ran off with Super Metroids, and when are you gonna hear about third party and stuff? And Reggie said to this guy, if in a year, talk to me in a year and see if you have all those same issues. And I'm like, that's confidence. Obviously he knows a lot more than we do. So I just felt like with that statement, that stuff is going to come out. And they're just trying to not muddy the waters and give you way too much information ahead of time before you even have the thing, So.
Good point. Come on, man. You be last statement, then we get out of here. Chu?
Yes, sir. Well, I don't really got nothing more to add. I don't got nothing more to add except for one last thing. I'm gonna sneak in one last game to recommend because it was brought up by Insane Gamer, and that's Body Harvest. Rockstar North, get on it.
I got a story about Body Harvest. So I'll tell you one day.
So this is the week, folks. We might get a podcast in on the Live and Level. We might get it in Thursday. I don't know. We'll see. But this is it, folks. This is the week. We are on the last stretch. Rick, if you don't know anything about track, we coming around the 300, about to hit that last 100, man. This is the victory lap right here, bro. So I'm ready. I'm pretty sure everybody here is ready. Even Jedi Knight getting it later when Splatoon come out, he's ready. I don't know what else to say, folks. I'm finna go up here and watch some more Zelda and make my wife mad because I'm gonna take over the TV in the front row. And now I'll probably go in the bedroom and watch it on that one in there and just stream it to that TV. But yeah, man, I'm so ready for this, and that's why I keep playing this song, man. It's finna happen, folks. James Brown make you understand just how serious it is about the Switch. I can't even play hip hop. You don't need to hear hip hop right now. You need to hear James Brown tell you that it's gonna be a funky good time. Cause Thursday at 11:59, your boy Levelhead is gonna be outside of Best Buy, paper in hand, and they better not give me any crap. I might be on the news. Y'all might not see me for a few days later. But I'm so ready for this Switch, and I'm so ready for Breath of the Wild. Oh my God. And I still ain't announced what the second game is going to be. That'll come maybe a week so after I get Breath of the Wild and calm down from that, and then I'll deal with the next game I'm going to get. But let these dudes sign out. I want to say I appreciate you, Mr. T and Kwame Chu, coming on at last minute, man. I appreciate y'all, you know what I'm saying, being able to render your time, because I didn't know what y'all was doing, joining me and Jedi on our podcast. But go ahead and sign out, starting with Kwame Chu.
All right, everybody. I enjoyed the time that I had here with you guys. I'm about to head on off over there and wait for the Gamers at Large podcast to pop off. See y'all later, and whatever's clever.
Okay. Mr. T.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on. Always a pleasure. Switch hype in overdrive right now, and can't wait till Friday. So, and I don't want no playing around with me either. I got Amazon supposed to be here by 5 o'clock, and it better be. So, and remember, play Nintendo, fools. Exactly.
And to my fellow Live and Level compadre, only on Sundays. See, I can make stuff rhyme real quick. Jedi Knight, man. Go ahead and sign out, bro.
As you know, always a pleasure, man. Congratulations to you guys. I know you guys are excited. Hopefully we can get everybody on the podcast on Sunday, because I would definitely love to hear, your guys' opinion on the Switch, the games, and so forth. So, yeah, this is going to be an epic week.
Yeah, man, we can make that happen. Hopefully we can do that, man, because I would love. I even look. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I even sent Red Knight. I'm trying to bring it all back around. I want Red Knight on.
This is a powerful.
I want everybody on because I want to hear. I'm telling you the truth, dude. I'm so hyped right now, man. That I want to talk to everybody from the past to all my partners from now, and just see how people feeling about it, man. Once we finally get our hands on it. But this has been the Live and Level Gamers Podcast, episode 88, Breath of the Wild Overload. Till next time, folks, keep it gaming. Don't get in trouble before this Thursday, man.
Don't be buying those stolen Switches, people.
Oh, definitely don't do that. If anybody come up to you talking about, psst, psst, leave them alone.
Exactly.
You are listening to the Live and Level Gamers Podcast in association with FullEffectGaming.com. See, we don't play those games. We just play those games. Level Head Game. John Shaw, the K-Bomb 20, D2K, Jedi Knight. The Live and Leveled Gamers Podcast, where gamers come to talk.